Welcome to Monday Night Live, the weekly training that guides professionals to financial prosperity. Join our community and start building your wealth.
Okay.
All
Go for
right.
it, Gina.
All right. I'm going to run with it then. Okay. So I'm going to tell you guys what I'm going to do. I'm going to walk you through what's been going on in real estate. And if you were paying any attention last week, I was paying attention. If you were doing anything like what I was trying to do, which was keep up on it, my head was spinning and I am in the industry. It was absolute insanity last week with everything that was going on between the portal wars and Zillow and EXP chiming in and KW and Compass and the lawsuit, and we're going to sue them. No, we're not. We're going to drop it. Oh my gosh, it was absolutely nuts. Howard Hanna stepping in with what they're going to do. For those of you on the West Coast, Howard Hanna is a very large regional that stretches from kind of the Ohio area all the way down the East Coast. It was nuts. So let's dig into this. Now, the one thing that I keep on hearing, all the buzz out there is, because I work with people all the way across the nation, is AI going to take my job? Is AI going to take my job? Is AI going to take my job? So I really wanted to dive into that and what that looks like, because the reality is we are in a revolution right now. And when we're in a revolution, things look a little scary. Like, what is it going to look like? What's the fallout going to be? What's real estate going to be like in 5 years? And about every maybe 2 or 3 years, that's a question I ask myself. What is it going to look like in 5 years? I know, what is it going to look like? What do I think it's going to look like? And how do I position myself within that? Because I want to stay in this industry. And so what does that look like? And where am I still a very viable part of this? So let's dig into that. Let's dig into the revolution and then what it looks like. I've had a 5-hour lunch by myself. Okay, well, I love you. That's pretty dang funny. Keep your questions coming through chat or just interrupt me as we're talking also. I don't consider it rude. I come from a huge family of women and we all interrupt each other all the time. So I'll have you kind of working through chat, but by all means also just, talk. It's all good. So let me share my screen here and let's dig into this thing. All right. Someone unmute and tell me that you can see the next shift in real estate.
Yeah,
I cannot see. Yes,
The next
thank
shift
you
in real
very
estate.
much. All righty, let's dig into this. All right, the next shift in real estate, it is already here. It is not tomorrow or next week. It is already here. So let's talk about what that looks like and what's going on. Come on, screen. I love technology. Yes. All right, something's working for me. All right, most agents think the threat is AI, but it's not. It's getting completely cut out of the deal and you won't even know it's happening. So I'm going to walk you through what the big, huge portals are doing and how they're doing everything they can to capture your client without you even realizing, oh my God, my clients are gone. So we're going to walk through that. All right. So we've got AI, we've got portal wars going on, we've got mergers and acquisitions, lawsuits, big tech moving in. There's just a lot that's been going on in our world. I remember, oh gosh, I guess it was about 15 years ago maybe. And I remember Zillow was coming out real big. Maybe it's closer to 20 years ago. Zillow was starting to come out big. And I remember being in this big, huge convention and looking at Zillow and what they were doing. And I turned around to my business partner at the time and I said, as soon as they figure out how to go after listings, I think it's game over. But they hadn't figured it out yet. But in the back end, that's what everybody's been trying to do. How do we go get the clients and how do we capture them before they even get to the agent? So that's really the world that we're in right now. All right. This is not some distant future. Realtor.com. Most of you, well, all of us know, Realtor.com sold our information forever ago. And ever since then, that has started this entire process where we used to, anybody who's old like me, when you used to do real estate, there was a thing like a phone book. And that's what you had to go through to find your properties. And many offices had a wall that had pegs on it, and the keys to the houses actually hung on those pegs. As a matter of fact, if you wanted to get an offer on the property, and you didn't want anyone else to look at the property, you would grab those keys and you would take those keys with you. And so nobody else could get inside the house because that's all there was. There were no super keys. There was no MLS. There was nothing like that. There was a phone book that came out. Gosh, I think it was once a week. I could be wrong on that one. It might have been once a month, but there was a phone book that came out with all the properties. So Realtor.com started it with, they sold all of the data, and then Zillow came in and did all the work that they've been doing. They're trying to, Zillow's premise at the very beginning was to get rid of the agent and have it where they were the center portal. And they've been very upfront about it from the very beginning. They started up in Seattle in 2006. I came into real estate in 2007. So I've just been watching them all along as we grew, side by side together out there. Rocket Redfin. Did anyone here watch the Super Bowl? To see the ads? Yep. Okay. Do you remember the Rocket ad where they said, hey, if you just pull out your phone, you can see if you have subscriptions or not. And then from there, you can just delete any subscriptions that you don't want to pay for anymore. That was Rocket getting into your pocket, because once they're in here, that's it. That's it. Game over. They now have access to your clients. And that was the hook that they came in and used. The other one was Google and House Canary. They also had a Super Bowl ad. That one was the little boy that was talking to his mom, and they just bought a house. And he's like, but Mom, will my furniture fit here? And she said, well, let's see. Let's virtually stage our new house with your furniture. And then he said, well, what about our garden? Oh, let's virtually stage our garden too. That's Google and House Canary. And who does not want to stage their house? So at some point, I imagine you're going to go on Google, and again, there's going to be a stage your property or do something like that. And that's going to be the hook to grab your clients, and you won't even know they're gone. Now, they've just rebranded that. Google and House Canary got together. They branded that as Come Home. So when you see Come Home, that's the Google House Canary partnership. So it's not the future. It's now. People are trying to get your clients away now. All right. They're not building a world for you. They're building a world without you because they don't want you there. There's entirely too much money in this industry. And we all know this. I mean, from day one, when you come in, it feels like people have got their hand out. Like, please give me some of your money. I've got this cool tool, this, that, whatever it is that they're selling to you. Everybody's got their hand out. Well, there's way too much money in this industry for there to not be people trying to figure out how to come in and make sure that they get it and that you don't. And I don't feel that real estate should be that way. I feel that people should be with the people that they love and trust in real estate. I remember teaching classes way back when, and it was teaching all the boomers because they were freaked out over the millennials. And they're like, oh my God, the millennials have entered the market. Like, what are we going to do? And I remember saying that, look, the millennials look different than you do. They're going online and they're searching for reviews and they're checking everything out. But then when it's all done, they're turning around and they're going, hey, who do you trust? Mom, Dad, who do you trust? And then that's who they did business with. Even though it looked different at the beginning, they still wanted the person there that they trust. And I know that because I started working with my kids and then started working with a ton of other millennials over like, what is it you guys want? Well, you just want to make sure that a person's legit and that they're out there and they have some decent reviews. And then we want to use somebody that we trust. It's still the same thing. People want to use people that they trust. It just looks different. It looks really different. So, all right. Every single revolution that has ever come down the pipeline eliminates jobs and creates 2.38 more on average. So if you look at the horse and buggy days and you look at all the jobs that were around horse and buggies, which dominated our traveling for forever. I mean, wheel makers, blacksmiths, reins, leatherworks, buggy makers, things to curry the horses, all that entire industry, when it shifted over to the automobile, yeah, we lost 99.99% of that entire industry. And look at how many people are in the automotive industry. It went booming. Every single revolution is like that. Okay. And there's no difference. If you go all the way back to printing, way back in the 1500s, I think, we had scribes and which was a really important job. And then when we got the printing press, now we have bookbinders and printers and people who could do the typesetting and all those kinds of things that didn't exist before. Same thing with the Industrial Revolution, the assembly line. I think the assembly line, I think if I have my stats right, Henry Ford could do one car every 90 minutes. And then I'm going to butcher this. Anyway, production went sky high. He went from having 14,000 workers at the end of about a 5-year span to having 70,000 workers. And they were producing massive cars every few minutes were coming off of that assembly line. Same thing with automation, same thing with robotics. Think about in medicine, they said robotics were going to take away the surgeon's jobs. No, the surgeons still run the robotics. And now you have people that work on building the robots and work on and maintaining and running the robotics. Every industry is the same way. Okay. It looks different because yes, we do lose jobs on this side, but we gain them over here. And I saw this, I saw it played out quickly in real time when I lived in San Francisco Bay Area, because the news would put out there, Google laid off 13,000 people. But what they didn't state is that, yeah, but they hired 20,000 more. And they did it because the 13,000 knew this older technology that wasn't going to be used anymore, but they needed 20,000 over here with the new technology. And they did it all the time. All the time. It was constant. It was a revolving door over there. So that's what a revolution looks like. So I'm going to ask you guys this. In a revolution, who wins? And by all means, shout it out or throw it in the chat. Who wins in a revolution when stuff's going through like that?
The person who's staying on top of it.
Bingo. Bingo. It's the early adopter. It's the person who recognizes it, sees it, and adopts. That's what a revolution looks like. And that's what we're in right now. So it's going to be your early adopters, which is why I'm talking to you today. So every single revolution, people panic, jobs disappear, the rules change. But if you understand, it's really easy to win the game. You just have to understand what's going on. So I'm going to break down what a revolution actually is because it's fascinating. I love this stuff. So let's dig into this. So the way that this works is first you have a scientist, and scientists are just doing things scientists do, and they just, they're just out discovering things because their curiosity led them down that path. So scientist makes the discovery, and then the engineer comes along and he's like, that's cool. I can build this. So that's what engineers do, that I can build this machine. And then the entrepreneur comes along and monetizes it. That is exactly how every single revolution comes down. Scientist discovers it. Engineers like, oh, I can build that. And then the entrepreneur's like, I can make money off of it. That's what it looks like. So going back through history, electricity. I don't know if you guys know this. My husband actually told me this story, and I thought it was fascinating. So Tesla was out doing what scientists do. He was discovering everything around electricity, and he was actually backed by JP Morgan. So Tesla was completely supported by JP Morgan. JP Morgan could see that there was a future in it. He wasn't sure what, but he knew that that was where the future, and that was the direction it was going. So JP Morgan and Tesla had a conversation one day, and JP said, well, I need to know how to sell this thing. And Tesla was appalled in his pure scientist brain. He said, no. This isn't for sale. Electricity should be free to every human being. And JP Morgan's like, no. We need to make money off of this. So we got to figure out how that's going to work. And Tesla said, absolutely not. JP Morgan stopped backing him and turned around and backed Edison because Edison said, I can make a light bulb and you can sell it all day long. And that's the process. It's the scientist who figures it out. It's the engineer who discovers it. It's the engineer who figures out how to build a machine around it. And it's the entrepreneur who figures out how to make money. So have we seen this in real estate? So we had the internet, we had data mapping, we had digital public records, we had all these things that were getting discovered. And then we had engineers who came along and built search platforms and MLS feeds and online listing technology. And then we had entrepreneurs, Realtor.com, Zillow, Redfin, Rocket, Google, House Canary. You. That's where you fit in also. you're one of the entrepreneurs. Matter of fact, I can't think of an industry more entrepreneurial than real estate. All right. So let's talk about the portal wars and what's going on. So let's take this to today. This is why we're losing the portal wars, because we have search engine here, we have DocuSign over here, we have the portal over here, we have the inspectors over here, we have go over here to talk to the loan officer, go over here for title and escrow, sign this here, do this here, upload this here. Oh, by the way, are you contacting me on social media? Because that's another one. It's this constant thing. And I mean, I don't know about you, it's overwhelming for me to have all my stuff all over the place. It's insanity, absolute insanity. And our clients are going crazy with it. And all they want is they want one place. This is 2026. Why is everything all over the place? I need to really stop all those things jiggling around because they're going to make me crazy. I was talking with my son just today, and he was onboarding onto a new site. And he goes, my God, it's 2026. Why is it so difficult? And I'm like, bingo. And that's what it's like in real estate. That's what our clients are going through. It's 2026. Why does it look like this? That's what they want. They want to lay in bed at night on their phone and sit here and do this thing. That's exactly what they want. There is no reason for it to look the way that it does today. There's zero reason. It's 2026. And even though we're in an AI revolution, what people don't realize is AI is not about the way people are using it right now because they don't understand it is just more tools lined up. It's just another set of tools lined up. There's a better way to do this. So our clients want to be on their phone. And what are we giving them? Different apps, different portals, different people, different systems, different this, different that, different messaging, different logins, and. One of the highest stress things that you can possibly do when you really look at the scales of the things that cause the highest stress, buying or selling your home and moving ranks right up there. I think it's right behind losing your job. It's way up there. And it's no wonder it's up there. I mean, everybody just wants it to be simpler and easier. And it's not. It's this confused, crazy mess. Welcome to the revolution. This revolution is actually client-driven because the clients want to go click. That's what they want. And that's not what we're giving them. We're giving them all different kinds of tools that we've cobbled together because everybody knows that nothing talks to one another. We all know that. For 20 years, I've been like, why do my three things or five things or whatever I use, do they not just talk to one another? It's crazy that stuff doesn't talk to one another. And then Barbara said, but that's how I feel all over the place. Yeah, no kidding, Barb. Me too. Me too. Welcome to the revolution. All right, let me get back over here. Okay, here's what Zillow figured out. They figured it out a long time ago. It's not about the house. It's about who controls the experience. This. It's who controls this. Because whoever controls this wins the client. That's the point. We need to control the experience, not just throw tools at them. Okay, they want the experience, they want one click, and they want it simple, and they want it easy, and they want it to make sense. Kind of sidebar on this, when I first started working with Brad, which was about 1.5 years ago, I started doing just my version of Intel work. Everywhere I went, I'd sit down at the restaurant and I'd talk to waiter, waitress, bartender, whoever, and I would go, hang on, thanks. I would go, hey, you ever bought or sold a house? And they're like, yep. And I'm like, tell me what you hated about it. And you could see them go, oh, and then they would tell me some horror story. And I go, what if there was an app? And they're like, oh my God, is there? I'm like, yes, there is. They get it because that's what they want. They don't understand why today in 2026, stuff's coming from all over the place. Why is it not simple and easy and click? So Zillow figured it out, and that's what they've been working on. And ever since 2006, clients love it. They're all over the place on Zillow. I mean, I remember in, I think it was 2008, I had a property for sale. set on a couple of acres in the middle of a subdivision with a sea of quarter-acre parcels. And the house was similar, like a 3-bedroom, 2 ranch kind of a thing, but it was a big chunk of land and surrounded by, little tiny normal size parcels up there. And this buyer came to look at the property. And I think we were listed at I'm going to say high threes. And I think the neighborhood was somewhere in the twos, high twos, maybe anywhere, mid twos, maybe. Anyway, so the guy came in, he goes, "Oh my God, blah, 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 Zillow." And inside, I just wanted to roll my eyes because the estimates were wrong all the time. It's crazy. And clients were going over there thinking it was gospel what they were being told. And he goes, "I went on Zillow and I looked at this property." And the internal eye roll was going on. And I'm like, "Okay." And he goes, "Yeah," "it said that it's worth 1.5 million or something like that." And I was like, "You should listen to Zillow. They're awesome." They're cool, right? So anyway, people have loved it. They love going on Zillow and they love playing with it. All right. So actually, I'm going to skip. Well, I will ask this. I'm going to flip real quickly over to your business. So we want to grab the client. We want the client experience. But I'm going to take this down to you and your business. So if you walked away from your business for 2 weeks, what happens? Does everything stop? Or does it keep on running? Or doesn't grow? Or does your business run and grow and it still continues to create opportunities like Zillow does? Does it just keep on running? So it's one of the questions that I ask people when I'm analyzing their business. So if everything stops, if that's what your business would do, then you are the system. That's what you are. You are literally the system. If you walk away from your business stops. If your business would keep running but not growing, and appointments are still happening and closing are still happening, but no expansion, you probably have a team, but you don't have a platform. And I promise I have a good segue into this when we get done with it. So you have a team, but not a platform. If it will still keep running. When I had my team, I took off for 5 weeks and went to Europe. Business still closed. No new business came in though. No new business came in, but business still closed. I still had all my regular closings. When I got back from Europe, I had to get my butt back into work though and get that train up and rolling again because it didn't have a platform. All right. If your business continues to run and grow and generate opportunities without you, and your deals close and leads come in and your clients are staying engaged anyway, you have infrastructure. You have a platform at that point. That's what Zillow figured out, how to keep clients engaged when nobody was there. All right. So bringing it back into Brad, we didn't build an app. What we built is Command Central. We built one place, one system, one experience for your clients to stay engaged even when you're not there. It's a total infrastructure so that you're always in control of the deal all the way through. And I'm going to walk you through what that looks like. So why did I have this slide here? Oh, I know why I had this slide here. I should have asked you guys why you should have had this slide here. Agents have a hard time many times understanding what it is that we're building. So I'm going to try and break it through. Clients get it. Clients are just like, "Oh my God, you've got a cool thing on the phone. I love this." All right. So I'm going to try and walk this through. Here's what I hear from clients, or here's what I'm going to take this over to other revolutions. When Airbnb came out, everybody said it's a hotel. That's what it is. Airbnb, it's a hotel. And when Uber came out, they're like, it's a taxi. That's exactly what it is. And Amazon, remember the original Amazon? It's a bookstore. It's just like a bookstore, but it's online. YouTube, it's a place to put videos. And that's how we wrapped our brain around it because we didn't understand what they really were. What they really were was a platform. Airbnb is a platform. Uber is a platform. It's where we can go, where we can connect directly to what it is that we want to do without having to go through a bunch of other steps or, stores and all that kind of stuff. They're platforms. So it's a little bit different. That's what AskLocal is. It's a platform. So I hear all the time when we're meeting with people and talking with them, they're like, "It's a CRM." I'm like, "Yes, and." They're like, "Well, it's transaction management." "Yes, and." They're like, "Well, it's mortgage." "Yes, and." "It's marketing." "Yes, and." It's one platform. So I want you to think about this as a command central. And I'm going to have Brad show it off for you because Brad's best at showing this off. But it's like command central, all in one place. So I'm gonna back up for a second. I'm gonna talk about Denise. So I hired a TC back in 2008. I was my second year in real estate and I hired a TC. And I hired a TC because I was going insane with trying to keep up with everything and I couldn't do it. And I think I was in the middle of maybe 15, 18 deals, something like that. And I'm like, I hit overwhelm. So I hired a TC. And then I brought her in as full-time admin. I remember sitting down and I thought, well, if I'm going to hire an admin, I should probably write a job description. And so I started to process through what a job description would look like for an admin. And I'm like, that's like, I can just see taking a week to figure that all out. Like, and it's going to be reams of paper to figure out what they need to be doing. And I don't even know, it's just like, this is too much. So I thought, what's a better way to do it? And so what I did was I took a yellow pad of paper and I wrote a straight line down the center of it. And I wrote me on one side and not me on the other side. And then for the next week or maybe two, as I was going through my transactions and they were closing and new ones were coming in, I just made every single thing I did. I just wrote it down on the piece of paper underneath the me side. If I thought this is something I need to be doing, or the not me side, this is something that I don't really need to do. And I thought, once I have that done, that'll be her job description. I thought I was brilliant, right? So at the end of a week or two, I realized that I only had three things on my side of the piece of paper. I had lead generate, bond, because I was cold calling people, and negotiate. That's it. Those three things were on my side of the paper. Denise's, who didn't exist yet, her side of the paper, and I was like, well, that's not a job description. I'm just going to call it everything else. I ended up writing a job description for myself, which is lead generate, bond, negotiate. And my admin was everything else. That's how I want you to think about this. The things that you have to do, what we've built is a very cool platform so you get to go focus in on those. The things that you love, being in front of your clients, getting more deals, all that interaction with people, meeting new people, all that stuff. And all the other side of Ask Local, all of that is the not me side. So it's a platform. That's what we are. We're a platform. We're command central. We're that not me side. Everything is in one place. Title, escrow, client, loan officer, you, the stager, the inspector, the appraiser, the other agent. Everything is in one simple place. And again, I'm going to have Brad show you this so you can get your brain shift on it. But I want you to think of Ask Local as that platform in the center where you go in and all of your stuff is all in one place. And it's all, like from the client's perspective, it's simple and it's easy. It's all right here. Click, 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 click. Everything. Roadmaps, what it is they want to do, all of it, all in one place. So your client and you have a clear roadmap for every single part of the transaction, buying, selling, for the client, for refinancing, we had it listed and now we've got a deal. So now we're on the closing one, all one simple roadmap. So we have a roadmap for listing. Once that house has an offer in it, it automatically switches over to the next roadmap. This is the roadmap that we're on our way to closing. All roadmapped out for everybody. Every single document and disclosure completely tracked. Every single message and communication all in one place, completely tracked, all SOC 2 and 3 compliant. So if your brokerage, if your brokerage wanted to run on this, they literally could run on it. Everything can be uploaded when you're done. The beauty of that is if you ever get your butt sued, you don't have to sit there and put together texts and emails and this and that. It's all in one place. Every single signature recorded, every single step visible all the way down. Everybody always knows what's going on. Your client gets short little tiny videos that are like 30 seconds long with Navi, who again, Brad's going to show you her, or she's just like, and your next step is this, and your next step is that. So your clients feel like they're in control and they always know what's going on. No chaos, no confusion, no more getting thrown underneath the bus with the other agent saying, well, you didn't send me that. Because not only did you send it, but you can see that you sent it. You can see they opened it 3 times and they still haven't signed back off on the inspection, and your client can see it too. And by the way, that brings up a question. Everyone's going to see the parts they're supposed to be seeing. So for instance, the inspection is not going to go over into loan. It's just everybody has their own lanes that they're in. Everybody can communicate across it, but they all have their own lanes and their own roadmaps. We give you back complete control of the deal. You're not just an agent, you're a partner with us and a business developer. So when the system grows, you grow. What does that look like? It looks like this. There's built-in profit sharing on all closed with us transactions. So you have W-2 income that will come in off of our parent company, your platform, your infrastructure, your profit, because you're a business developer with us and you're helping us develop this. That's how that part of it works. On an average transaction, let's just do for easy math, a $400,000 loan. We can give you all the math on the back end, but it'll be $1,000 profit that will come back into you. The platform costs $99 per month or $9.99 for the entire year. And that is the difference between a client and a partner. So all of it completely done for you, operating on AI in the back end. All you do is plug in, put in your information, and then go from there. So the revolution, you can ignore it, you can fight it, or you can adapt. And the ones who adapt win. All right. So I'm going to send you also, I'm going to turn this over to Brad, and I'm going to have Brad show you off. I'm going to have Brad show off his system. I'm going to have open it up for all kinds of questions, but I'm also going to send you a list tomorrow of the 10 AI prompts that I use to analyze any real estate business. It will find out where your business is strong. It will also find out the weaknesses in your business and what you need to do in order to be able to make sure that you're moving forward into the next 5 years in real estate. So I'll send you that also. AskLocal.ai is a sandbox that you can go play in. You can't hurt anything. It gives you a little taste of what the client view looks like. So if that's something that you like, once you get in there, I think it's like question 4 or whatever, you click the button and you can go pro, and then we'll just move you straight over to a pro account. Okay, that's a ton of information. And I'm going to now turn this over to Brad so he can actually show you what it looks like while you guys pummel me with questions.
Thank you, Gina. That was very well done. I appreciate that. Hi, everybody. I'm quite excited about where we are. It's been a long road, a long journey, a lot of building it while we're flying it. And I can officially say that we've gotten to a place over the past week where it is locked, the foundation is set, and we know who we are. We know what we are, and we know who we want to partner with. And we know, kind of circling back to what Gina had mentioned earlier, those that do see this are going to step into a winning formula. And I truly, truly believe that, because the client is looking for something that has no noise. And there's so much noise out there in the world today. This is an opportunity for you as the real estate agent to cut through it. This is an opportunity for you as the real estate agent to own your own portal. This isn't about a data play. This is about a partnership, right? So we give you this SOC 2, SOC 3 compliance system that you're looking at as a dashboard. It's a cloud-based dashboard, iOS and Android approved app, and it is extremely simple. And that has been the problem in developing this. To get to where we were, this vision didn't have the technology to support it for quite some time. And as we were growing and the technology got stronger and stronger, and I was able to leverage new tools and systems, we finally were able to connect the crazy brain of mine with what actually can work. It's fun to see it work with real clients. That's the last thing I'll say, because I can go on and on. Gina can attest, and some of you probably have heard me before, but the client coming in to see this and watch us work as a team is next level. What it does to eliminate time suck that we're all so used to is next level. I'm a loan officer for 25 years. I'm used to the phone ringing, same question, 4 different parties. Both realtors, title company, and client. Where are we at? What's going on? It's like, oh my God, there has to be a better way. I'm very rarely on the phone anymore. But what I'm able to do with transactional management, I'm coming in here and I'm seeing my client set. And these are active clients in the market today. This Abby Murphy is a live client. As you see, it's point, click, get. So from a transactional management standpoint, I'm clicking this. It's showing me who's in, who's all working in here, and it shows me exactly what's complete and exactly where we're at. So I'm waiting just simply for underwriting issue approval to be issued, at which point this step will be cleared. We don't move on to the next step until the existing step is cleared. Now, the beauty of that goes deep. For anybody that's been in this business for a long time, accountability is simply not there in these transactions, right? People run and hide. There's, pass the buck across the board, excuses, excuses. We've made mistakes building this while flying it, but this has been built on the backs of now 92 clients that have actually closed. And this has been refined on those client experiences. So this is now airtight, where everything is to the point where it makes sense and appealing to the client. So you have where you're at in the transaction, and you have all this correspondence happening in here. Okay. Now I have read receipts. I have everything I need that's going to document that I've gotten these docs. No one can say they didn't get that. I didn't get this. It's all visible and all transparent to both sides. So from a transactional management standpoint, I can't emphasize enough. High volume loan officer for many years, except for the last couple, going all in building this. This makes my life so much easier and saves me so much time. What we have across the board is conversations that we can build with internal teams. Here's my Ask Local Momentum team of 10 internal partners, where we're literally exchanging ideas and corresponding in one space. So for those that you have Facebook groups or WhatsApp or all, like, you don't need that. Okay. This is an opportunity, again, at a $99 cost to fix everything in one place and cancel the other subscriptions because you don't need all these different things any longer. But the meat on the bone is really push button share experience with your client. Because as Gina lined out, with Google being the, the really scary one to me, it's not just they're going to offer virtual staging. They're going to have search. You're searching for something, a house, whatever it might be, a local pro, and they're pushing you right into a house canary, right? You don't even know they're gone, like Gina mentioned. So the opportunity for these billion-dollar conglomerates to come through and take our deals without us knowing is very real. What we have is 4 different roadmaps, workflows that we share with the client: home buyer workspace, home seller workspace, home refinance workspace. Is push button share, assign the client, assign the real estate agent. If I'm the real estate and I assign myself, assign the biz dev rep, next, and start. Client gets a branded email with you inviting them into your portal. This client transaction and adds to my side of the dashboard. Everybody I included on that is going to be pinged and invited into this roadmap. And we're literally going to watch the client come in real time. Bear with me for 1 second. Let me open an incognito window and I'll show you exactly what I mean.
Meanwhile, I'm getting pinged over here.
Client comes in to a simple dashboard that has everything they need to better operate in one place from day one with you as the hero. The normal client experience is here's the home search engine, here's dot loop, here are 3 lenders. Like, I hope you're ready and you have some time, right? Because it's chaotic. This is push button share experience. Client has the people that are involved in the transaction. They can correspond individually and securely. They have their home buying plan and their next steps. They're coming into our one team approach. They're going to get nice branded video.
You're about to begin one of the most important financial decisions
I'll
of your
spare
life.
you on the deep on that, but it's about basically making it comforting about what we are and what we're doing and where they're at. I acknowledge this as a client, and the first thing you're going to see on my end is the reality of, bear with me, He's come on in and he's going through the process, right? So again, we're all following the same guided tools and we're all aligned all the way through closing. Part of this is the mortgage. Mortgage is a bolt-on approved mortgage brokerage. The beauty of that relationship is conversion is going to be very high because our interest rates are extremely aggressive. And what I'm very excited about stepping away from building because it's done and getting back into full mortgage mode, which I am very good at. I've been doing it a very long time. I've dealt with all kinds of clientele, and I'm able to go nationwide now with my parent company. So it's quite exciting to be able to look at partnerships, create a one-team approach through this secure portal that is yours, and give everybody one place to do everything they need to do and just win hearts and minds left and right. Anything I missed, Gina, you think?
The only thing I can think of is you can DocuSign in here, you can text in here, you can voice call in here, you can video in here. I could say, I want to talk to everybody on the team. I only want to talk to this person over here. I could do an email blast out. I could do a text blast out. So all of those other tools that you have all over the place. Matter of fact, I'm a little pissed off because I paid for DocuSign and I'm like, why did I do that? I can do it in here. Like that was dumb. But all those tools you have all over the place, especially if you happen to be with a brokerage where some of those things are coming out of your pocket, don't need to come out of your pocket anymore because you can do everything inside of here. On the loan side of it, we're seeing complete pre-approvals coming through, not pre-quals, pre-approvals coming through in less than an hour. But the beauty of it is your client's the one doing the work. Instead of you pushing of, hey, have you done this yet? Hey, have you done this yet? Hey, have you done this yet? Because they're on their phones at night going click, 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 and it's done. It's just done. I was watching one of the closings from a guy up in Virginia last week, and I was watching, instead of what I used to deal with the, hey, we clear to close, we clear to close, we clear to close, we clear to close. Do you ever stop and have recorded? It's all in one place, and I can see exactly where it is. When I had my team, I used to have to spend an entire day just circling around with everybody. Where are you with this transaction? This one, 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 and then circling around all my listings. And that was what got me going on this in the first place. When I first sat down with Brad a year and a half ago in Miami, I said, hang on one second. If I had a team, and he goes right here, every single transaction and where it is in process. I'm like, well, you just bought me a whole like 20% of my life back. So again, it's Command Central. It really is Command Central.
And that's one highlight. I'm sorry, Gina, that's well said.
Go for it.
Like literally, it is designed to one experience, one train track for the client. So your ability to embed your initial disclosures, your buyer agencies, whatever you need as part of this process and have them DocuSign the offer to purchase real estate. You literally can plug into this thing and play it next day with a single experience to do everything that you need to do to stay compliant, add an additional revenue line item to your business compliantly because it's through disclosure. And most importantly, in my mind, not most, but in my mind, give the client a world-class experience that they're going to soon demand, that very much replicates what the portals wars are doing, right? But with you at the center of the transaction rather than the $12 billion conglomerate.
Bingo. And that is a ton of information. And you guys, it's the tip of the iceberg.
Hi, I just want to take a moment to thank you for watching a recording of the Monday Night Live class. Hope you're getting a lot out of it. I'm sure you will. I wanted to let you know that, you can come to Monday Night Live whenever you want, but you can also participate more with the team. Why don't you set up a call with me, a one-on-one strategy call? I can go over everything with you, show you everything that we have to offer. For example, did you know that on our team, not only do you get your leads, we actually give you your own account on our lead gen system. So this puts you in control. You're not waiting on somebody to hand you leads. You get to pick the ones you want. Okay. Huge difference. We have 21 of our own proprietary marketing campaigns. They're all copyright protected. We're the only ones that can use them. Okay. The coaching is absolutely one-on-one. We got 3 coaches. We even have a 4th success coach that we have access to. Okay. One of left fewer than 100 in the world Okay. One-on-one coaching. Right now the big problem is volume. We need more transactions. We need more inventory. I get it. Well, we know how to get it. Our team actually outproduces the national average by more than 2-to-1. So if you're struggling, don't do that anymore. If you're a solo agent, if you're a team, let's just talk. Smart entrepreneurs are always open to discussion. Learn what we have to offer, and then you can make an informed decision about staying where you are or moving on. You've got to decide, if you're not where you want to be, you've got to take action to get where you want to be. Let's see how we can help you do that. I look forward to talking to you. Click on the link, set up a call. And by the way, I'll see you on the next Monday Night Live.
There are, once we're in business and we know that we like being in business together, we can take your listings and cast those out, warm up buyers, and turn those buyers back over to you. We have a whole ISA department. You get a virtual storefront for open houses. You could have a QR code for everybody to log in. If you do new construction, you could put a QR code and they could walk straight in through that. There's just a lot of flexibility with your Command Central, yet still having these roadmaps that are already completely set for you, that all you have to do is plug in. All the little videos that are going where it's Navi and the different AI, those can be you if you want them to be. They're already built for you. You can plug in, you don't have to, but if that was really important to you, you can do that. So it just has massive capabilities of what it is that it can do on your end without doing a year of building out some crazy thing. It is all those roadmaps. You have a roadmap when you log in first off too. Do this, put in your information, put in your MLS number, put in your office MLS number, put in this, put in this, put in this, boom, storefront built. Listing storefront built. You upload a couple of pictures, put in a little description. You now have listing storefronts that are cast out into that 15-mile radius where leads are warmed up and handed back to you. It's a different world out there. It just is. So I wanted to get this out in front of you to give you guys the tools. The other thing of it is we do beat most people on rates. So your client's got all the information in there. Your client literally is going in and going, I would like to look at an FHA and a conventional, and maybe I might even need a bridge loan. I don't know. But your client puts in the information, and as soon as they do, it starts putting them through, it starts showing them in a transparent manner, look, here's your options. What do you like best? So, and we beat the socks off of everybody, but your clients there's nothing hidden. There's no man behind the curtain. It's just literally, here's every single thing completely transparent for you. Is this the best fit for you? Do you like this? Yes, I like it. Great. Let's run. Let's close. Again, that's a ton of information. Now, are you guys completely overwhelmed and baffled, or you guys like, all right, what is this? Show me this, or will it do that? It won't do your dishes and it won't give you a jetpack. I'm sorry. I'm still waiting for my Rosie the robot and my jetpack that I was promised.
So what the agents will see, they're really actually going to be on their phones, right? This is a phone app, and is there a
both
desktop platform and a telephone?
Yeah, I'm old. I like desktop. Brad's like, would you just get on your phone? Like,
It's the same look for both, Gary. Like,
Okay.
so the idea is someone can manage the business while I mean, you can be anywhere, and your
Yeah.
client is none the wiser, and you're operating right in real time with everybody. You can bring in partners, right? As part of the onboard, you're bringing in 5 non-mortgage referral partners, right? They get access to the concierge. So to think of insurance, think of home inspector, think of contractor, whoever it might be that's close to you and does a lot of work with your buyers and or sellers. You literally bring those individuals in real time into the client experience. And to give you some metrics on that, the last 7 buyers I've had in the state of Ohio, that is, with the insurance partner that I have here, I teed that up with the insurance agent coming into the client's experience, and he got every one of those declarations paid policies. So it's a powerful tool when people are going all in on it, for sure.
So when somebody, take an example, let's say like Ryan Sunishi. By the way, welcome to the team, Ryan. So
Ryan's already in AskLocal. I'm
oh,
watching
cool.
these come through. Ryan and Robert,
Oh.
I'm watching them come through. Lisa's too. Barbara's too.
Awesome. So when they get a transaction, internally, I'm just trying to think through the workflow. So the agent gets a transaction, they first load everything up to SkySlope, transaction processing system. Um, where where do they start loading things on SkySlope or making the connections? Is it like as soon as you get a new client? Okay, here we go. Yeah.
So what
Okay.
I'm doing on
Yeah.
these is the files are building in here, Gary.
Okay.
So here's a real transaction. At the end of this, I can come in here and check mark what files I need, and I simply click download, right?
Excellent.
Name it
Okay.
accordingly, upload it to where I want. The system is only going to get more intuitive because at its base, it's AI foundation, right?
Mhm.
So there will be agentic AI contracts, right? That'll be written as part of this. It's only going to get stronger. And that's the beauty of this is nothing's changing. It's a fragmented business. AI is trying to replace humans with agentic AI. It's just going to create more noise. That's like now more text messages, more calls, more emails. I can't keep up with the emails, the spam call. Like it's insane. So the safe space is absolutely necessary to come on in. The client's coming in to that safe space time and time again, absolutely loves it. And they're signing all disclosures, keeping you compliant on one train track. At the end of the
Mhm.
transaction, you click a couple buttons and it's up into whatever compliance system you need. So it's automating your compliance, winning your clients left and right, partnering with a better mortgage, right? That's actually going to pay you a compliant revenue line item because disclosures are made and transparency is forced. This isn't one of those backdoor white envelope situations, right?
Yeah.
This is very forward, pay it forward, consumer facing. So the people that get it and want to win for tomorrow, we are looking for partners on that front for sure.
It reminds me, so reminded me of, there was an article that popped up in Florida that was like, guy sells house using only AI. But I read the article, no, guy sells house and got an attorney to go through everything and make sure it was legit. And then 2 days later, it was like, guy buys house using only AI. No, I read the article. Guy bought a house and then everything went in front of a discount broker. There's no difference between that and this, but putting you in there. That's the difference, is it puts you up in front with all of that behind you, and your clients buy and sell property with you. It's just they're engaged and working when you're not, because you don't have to be. And all the things on the not me side of that list, of like my Denise list, the me and not me, those are all the things we do.
Oh, is there so let's say we get something under contract.
Mhm.
We upload the documents, everything's there for everybody to see. But we also add in, the lender, the title company, appraiser, inspector. Um, so when you communicate, everybody can see the communication. It's like we were saying in
Yes.
the beginning. You don't have to contact the appraiser and then contact the
Mm-mm.
lender and contact. So is there a way to, let's say, is there a way to select the people who see messaging based on need to know? Like in other words, there might
100%.
be something you want to communicate to the lender and the closing attorney, but you're not ready for the other party to see it. The other client
So
in
you
their
sit,
their region. Is that,
yep. So
I don't know
you
if that makes sense.
simply, you can have a group conversation,
Okay.
right? I'll invite Gina, start the conversation, invite anybody else I want to. Hi, Gina.
Hi.
I can meet with that individual virtually right here. So
Hmm.
God loves Zoom, but I don't need it, right? It's all in here, this Zoom, right?
Hmm.
Schedule a meeting. I can file share.
You can add me too, Brett.
Ah,
Hi,
Fred, look at
Fred.
Fred. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about,
I've
Fred.
I've been watching.
Love it.
Good to
And
see
the
you,
other thing
buddy.
is when you have somebody, one of your vendors built in, all you do is slide them in to the transaction and then they're slid in.
Right.
You literally grab and slide them in. Boom, done.
That's
Fred's
the
closed
beauty of
some deals
this.
with
So you're
us.
seeing this, right? So Abby, she final underwrite. We just got the homeowners insurance, right? So I can literally I can go into the system. I can say, okay, I want to invite Ryan Newsley or whoever it might be, or like you can bring in whoever in real time. And the client gets not only that person added to the team, but they also have an individual secure channel to chat with that individual, right? With
Mhm.
that ancillary line of business. So the beauty of this is a client experience vehicle. This is not a mortgage machine. This
Mm-mm.
is not a realtor machine. It is a
Right.
client experience machine to be shared by the real estate community, and everything else lives on the train track. So, for instance, the broker partner that we're extremely excited about, right, for the wholesale mortgage is going to have
Mhm.
agentic AI to help us scale origination. The agentic AI will live in the lending steps, but never pull anything from here. So, uploading home inspections, an addendum that you don't want the underwriter. None of that. This is not
Yeah.
being automatically shot out to the underwriter, right? It is your vehicle, the client experience vehicle. Sorry, just want to make sure.
Well, one of the things I like about this is, I mean, communication is just, I mean, critical in any business, especially real estate. And real estate is so fragmented because you got people who prefer texting, people who just want to be on or Slack or WhatsApp or Facebook messaging, that kind of thing. Here, this is as easy as WhatsApp, but it's a lot more comprehensive and it does everything. It's a kind of communication vehicle that I think most people would kind of engage with a lot more easily and stick with it. So another question I have is, so when you let's say every transaction, you're going all the way through inspections, um, you know, uh, lender approval, clear to close, all the way to closing, and all the communications. At the end of the day, is that what I'm calling an envelope? Is that envelope then that's saved? You can go back and refer to that 6 months later if you need to, like all
It's
the
muted.
messaging, all that.
That's the SOC 2, SOC 3 compliance, Gary. That's oh
Okay.
so important with
Hmm.
transparency and security. This is bank level security software, right? So the compliance things are there where these are archive and they can always be retrieved at any given time. So if any litigation were to come up, well, I'm not chasing my tail looking for texts, emails, Facebook messages. I'm going right here and I'm inviting the arbitrator or the regulator into my concierge, into that workflow and say, here, there's no he said, she said. This is exactly what happened from day one in the one place that everyone was operating and everything was above board. So it was designed with that in mind, Gary. One thing I really
Well,
want to
the
say
thing,
real quick is like
yeah.
we've been working hard, Gina and myself, on the home seller workspace to give list agents an
Mhm.
ability to share with their sellers and really win hearts and minds of people that love the transparency and the knowing in real time, right? So there's
Mhm.
a huge value add for the listing side of this, sharing with the prospective seller while you're at the kitchen table, having them open up their laptop and their phone and watching them smile and say, this is why you work with me, right? Because
Mhm.
I provide this transparency and accountability across the board. It's a winning formula in the new world.
Well, I mean, there's a couple other things too that really is starting to resonate with me is the clients typically we're going to call or text or email the agent a number of times. Hey, can you send me that document? Hey, did they sign this one? They can go into the portal here and pull it up and see for themselves, right?
100%. Everything's
Yeah.
clear. So again, when you're looking at this, I know
Yep.
exactly what's been done and I know exactly where we're at, right? And these have
Okay.
time limits associated with them, Gary, and that have been
Mhm.
worked diligently on. So if I don't have this in 2 days, it pings and emails everybody that's involved in the transaction. And my mortgage team is going to look like a horse's ass, right?
Mhm.
I've been, it wouldn't be the first time, right? But
Yeah.
that's what we're trying to eliminate, and that's what we are eliminating. So that doesn't happen anymore. And really, Gary, the question, you don't even have to ask me the question anymore because
Yeah.
you don't need to call me with that, right? You don't want
Right.
to call me with that. You just want to know so you can move on with the rest of your day. And that's what it's
Yeah.
designed to do.
None of
Well,
the steps can be advanced past. So if your client hasn't done the step, your client cannot move forward. You can't move
right.
forward. Nobody can move forward until the step is done. So we're finding that things are moving through much quicker and everyone's pinging them. Because literally, if it doesn't, everyone gets pinged. It's like, oh, hang on, I got to do that thing. Instead of, you or your TC or whatever, trying to remember, this is due today. I got to follow up. That's due today. It all happens automatically on the back end, all of it.
Yeah. But what's interesting, there's literally no duplication here except for one place, and the one we can't do anything about is most brokerages have a transaction processing system, like
But,
SkySlope or
but
Dotloop,
we can
whatever.
take care of that also in that almost all of those have an individualized email address according to the address. And
Mhm.
so like SkySlope and Dotloop have that. Well, I know
Mhm.
SkySlope does. I think Dotloop does too. So you can make them one of the partners and they're just right in there and you would just email it directly up and it would upload the file automatically.
Well, the big thing about this is, I mean, you know, not to think too big here, but this could easily replace any of those systems you just
Ding,
mentioned.
Very,
ding, 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 ding,
thank
ding,
you.
ding.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. I knew you were smart.
So,
I always liked you. It's so true, right? Like it
yeah.
doesn't, we have like, I was battling with Keller Williams for about 3 months, right? Like a partnership and what do we do? And how do we get deeper? And they were just so torn on Command that has like 16% adoption. I'm like,
I
it's not
know.
working. This will work,
Yep.
right? So people are, and that's the problem. It's an uphill battle because people have made substantial and significant investment into where they're at, and they don't want to give it up. But this is an opportunity to plug and play with no headache onboard. You're literally through the onboarding roadmap, understanding the system in 30 minutes. Fred, if you wouldn't mind attesting, I'd put the call on you, buddy. You know, he's using the system out of Virginia. I just met him a couple weeks ago. We've closed our deal. He's sending more, loving it. I'm going to let him speak real quick, Fred, please.
And
Yes,
then we've
sir.
got a
Yes,
couple of
sir.
questions. Go
I,
ahead.
I am a living testament to the system. I came on fresh and brand new with Gina and Brad, and I sent the client through the process, and it went through without a hiccup. Everything was great, man. So of course, I'm going to continue to use it, and I would advise you all to do the same.
Brad, you're the man. I swear I didn't pay for that, guys.
I
Did not.
love that. Matter of fact, I know for a fact that Fred's client was military and he had a deal through Langley. And I'm like, just ask your guy if he wants to save money. And if we can save him money, great. And if we can't, we can't. And his guy came in and we saved him a pile of money. So
He actually closed the deal and got a check for what, $126. He had it. He didn't have to pay any closing costs, no down payment, no anything. So he was really, really happy about
Done
that.
nicely for a veteran who fought hard and disabled veteran,
Yeah.
right?
yeah,
So
Yeah.
it was a solid win for all for sure.
it sure was. There's a question here from Blessed who said, is there a place for IRA custodians to sign off?
I'm not sure. Make sure I understand the question first.
Okay.
Yeah, what that is, Brad, is people can invest from within inside a self-directed IRA. They can invest in real estate. They can flip a home on rental, things like that. Or for them to do that, it's not just the actual owner signing, it's that there's like a custodian, usually an employee of the bank that has to sign. And that's all she's saying is that so um, but those types of things, contract execution, the agent still has to do that. You still have to
For
either do
now,
that digitally.
you're uploading your contract and you put DocuSign in here. It's spidering it, putting in the fields where necessary, and you have to amend accordingly. In soon time, you're going to be able to type prompts, and it's going to do it for you. We're just not there quite yet. But I want to make a key distinction here. This isn't to force mortgage down anybody's client's throat.
Mm-mm.
It is a viable mortgage option for your client and a partnership that creates a team to give you another revenue line item that's compliant by you working inside the concierge with us, right? What we call the concierge. If your client picks another lender, God love them. They can bring that lender in, and if the lender doesn't want to work in here, that doesn't matter. You can still use it as a transactional management system, right, for your client. This isn't about the logistics of another lender. I live in here with you. Gina lives in here with you. It is about a client experience, transactional management. I know where I'm at in real time, so I'm not sweating you guys every other 30 minutes on what the heck is going on with the buy and sell on my home.
That's why it's transparent. So if it's the best deal for them, it's the best deal for them. If it's not, it's not, but it's completely transparent because of that. Hey, Barb wants to know, can this replace my CRM?
So you can have a seat. Yes, because this is not the CRM. This is I like to call it our onboarding, our conversion and onboarding system, right? It's client command center bringing on. As part of this, if you want to automate campaigns, dust up your database, geofence it, refine it, we have the tools to do so. And I don't like getting in the weeds too much on here because I don't want to sound like I'm promising something that we're not there yet with lead generation. But if you guys want to check out asklocal.com, that is going to become a pretty premium website with some ideas and some partnerships and some investment that are coming that's going to supercharge those efforts. And the beauty of that is we have these concierge webhooked in all the right spots. So agents that are using this, when we do start getting lead generation right, which we're very excited about and locked and loaded to do so, where the call to action for the client is to come into the concierge. And when they're in the concierge and qualified, pre-approved, wherever they're at, we then we invite the agent that's local to the market in to come take that lead on, right? So there's a lot of opportunity and we're excited about growth. But again, I probably shouldn't have said that because I want to stick on the client experience being the real win today and the opportunity for you guys to make some more money compliantly. Um, to give your client a better experience, right? That's really what it's all about.
Yep. So and to circle back around with that, it is $99 a month and then one average transaction and that runs all the way through us and you're covered for the year. So that takes care of that issue. And let me see. So ask
This is
local.
a huge time
Go
saver
ahead.
too, Valerie. I mean, it's just the,
Oh, it's
if you
huge.
add up all the phone calls you take from people and making, and oh my gosh, emails,
It's quite impressive. I'm so used to doing this and picking all that. It doesn't happen anymore. It's beautiful. I'm chatting. I'm not calling, right? And the client more than anybody loves it. Like they don't want to have the call. Like we're more and more introverted, like as a society. We don't like it's high pressure for a lot of these folk. They'd rather just know that what's going on and watch us work as a team and chat messages, be a keyboard hero, keyboard warrior, as they say, right? So it's just a better way to do things. And what it can do in time savings, time suck elimination, and allowing you to scale your business is very real.
so just so people are clear, the app, well, anybody can use the app, right? Any agent can kick off and use the app at a transaction and use the app. Is that right?
Yeah, listen, they can come in if they want to partner, then absolutely we can give them the app. It's all about the onboarding and the partnership.
Okay.
We have a model for brokerages, we have a model for individual agents, we have a model for team leads, right? So we even have a model for people who are in love with their loan officer, right? But unfortunately, just like anything, this is very powerful and it's not free, right?
Right.
And the 99 is not a moneymaker. It is clearing really just the compliance vehicle associated with this, allowing the relationship between lending and realtor to operate in a more transparent fashion to protect our rear ends and be very forward facing to the client about what these relationships represent.
Okay. Um, okay. So on the um I know I'm like a kid, you know. What about this? Why? How does the plane stay in the air? You know,
Magic.
so the let's say an agent they're a Caldwell banker and they sign up, they become a partner, they're paying the $99 a month. They have a transaction. Um, when they're coming in, when they're on the platform, can they see Ask Local, the lender on there and other lenders too, or can they bring in their own lender if they, whatever reason? I mean,
So,
to me, I'm
so
thinking if you're giving them a break on the rate, you know, obviously
listen,
give Ask Local a shot. But what does that look like to um
So,
the
so I have a
agent and the
model.
client?
I have a model with a new team, a new loan officer team down in Louisiana, right?
Okay.
Where we've structured it where they're the real estate community. They cannot do the biz dev model, right? So there is no 25 basis points in Louisiana. This is why this model exists. um, in that state where the agent doesn't, their agents don't have to pay anything. And then we'll take $250 from every loan that closes with the client coming through the concierge. So listen, we are young, we are nimble, bootstrap, but very strong, right? We're willing to look at opportunities and make judgment calls that make sense. But I'll tell you very transparent, like I've always looked at the mortgage model. This could be the easiest thing in the world to sell to mortgage partners, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. I have been so resistant to that because they are the worst abusers of margin in the world. I This is a client pay it forward model, client focused model. If I can't, it sounds crazy, but if I can't control the margin to win the client so that you guys convert consistently on that relationship, then the 25 basis points means nothing, right? Like if I'm coming in at 7% and everyone's at 6.25, that's a problem. But if I'm at 6% and everybody's at 6.25, you're going to look like a rock star providing a simpler experience with a mortgage guy that knows what the heck he's doing and is only going to be more empowered by the technology that is going to be added in here with agentic AI that's designed to originate mortgage business on his behalf. It's going to get scary good, right? And that's just going to allow us to keep getting better and leaner so that this is another drum for the agent to beat. This is why I use AskLocal. This is why I partner with Brad and his mortgage brokerage, right? So that's the idea behind that. But we can always have conversations, but the idea is to lock it in, make sure the mortgage is tight, make sure it's viable and it gets done, and make sure the client isn't getting hit over the head because I've been in too many back rooms where that is not the case. That is not the theme.
Okay. Okay. Good stuff, man. All right. Well, I'm gonna get my account set up, and I appreciate you already sending it to me. I just need to. It could be easier tomorrow. So Brett, I just came back last night from a whirlwind 5-day trip after being out of my house for 5 days because of no power. I literally last Friday night, the Friday before, lost power. Uh, Friday, just 9 days ago. This past Wednesday, I was supposed to go to Virginia, so I came back here. The power had just come on. I was only here about 5 hours. Got in the car again, drove all the way to North Carolina. Just got back last night. But in any case, uh,
Was
bottom
it a
line is
boys trip,
I'm gonna be
Gary?
doing this tomorrow. What's that?
Was it a boys trip?
It was my Uncle Bill, my dad, and in between was the all my college buddies for the March Madness.
Oh,
So
nice. Yeah, good
yeah,
timing for that. Well, good time for the
well,
power to go out. Force the issue.
yeah, there you go. Yeah. Um, okay, I'll get that going tomorrow. And then if anybody has any questions, if you and Brad, however you want to do it, put your emails in the chat there.
Oh,
Um,
I can do that.
and you guys
Um,
can always email me too or talk to me in one of the huddles. Oh, speaking of
Actually,
huddles,
hang
sure.
on. Everybody who sit down 1 second, please, Gary. Everybody who registered will get the email tomorrow, right?
Gotcha. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
In that email, I will make sure that I've got a doc I'm going to send over with the 10 AI prompts. I'll make sure that Brad's email, obviously asklocal.ai, and my email are in there. So you guys are
Okay.
set.
Okay. Yeah, just even make sure Sugar has that,
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
good. Hey guys, speaking of huddle, tomorrow is the first new construction huddle. The experienced agents, the less, is that right? Robin, the more experienced tomorrow or is the less experienced agents tomorrow?
New to new constructions tomorrow.
New to new construction tomorrow. Thursdays, people who've been with new construction. So you should be getting an email, I think tonight from Robin, is that right?
Already been sent.
Excellent. Okay. Because I was looking at Robert Hamby, and I know that was the one that came up with me. So, but he's on there because he was. Gotcha. Excellent. So you guys check your emails. Okay.
Blessed, I don't think I get email from Gary. Blessed, are you on the team? Lisa, thank you, by the way, sweetie.
Yeah, bless you. You have to be on the team to be in the huddle. That's one. It's just proprietary, or however you want to call it. But the huddles are special. Those are that's where we put our own money into it. I mean, things like that level. So you have to be on a team to reap those benefits. Without going into a lot of detail, we're hoping to make this happen, and I'm happy to do it because I really believe in it. Just like with Ask Local, believe it or not, there's going to be a time, you guys, where these two systems may actually be integrated. It's not right now, but it's something we've looked at. And if you think about what you're getting here, I mean, this is the kind of stuff that would save you a bunch of time, probably save you a couple of transactions. But quite frankly, when you show your clients what you have in your phone that they're not getting from elsewhere, okay, going to give you a big advantage. Not to mention a rate cut, and then there's a reward too for this. So keep
The
all that
way
in
I
mind.
list out, yeah, the way I list houses is going in, and I took 10 listings a month. That's all getting built in. Brad and I are working through getting all that built in also. Most of it's already in there. The pre-listing before the listing goes out, they've got the information. It confirms the appointment. It really does all the things that,
Push button, quantify value, right?
Yep.
Push button,
Yep.
show how well you got it together.
Exactly.
Okay. Hey guys, any questions, comments? I mean, I know we're going over like we usually do, but this is pretty serious stuff. If you look at what you're getting, this is the kind of thing we always wanted. We finally have it now. There's no other platform like this, I'm telling you. You can look, I've looked, this is the first, and usually the people, the early adapters, usually do the best. Once the big brokers get a hold of this, it's going to change things. You're not going to have the same benefits you have right now as being an early adapter. When something comes along, you want to lead from the front and be on the front end of it. You don't want to be on the back end of it. Okay, you want to be on the front end of it. So
I'm so glad you said that about the early. There's nothing else like this. I spent the last year and a half going to every single convention, real estate convention I can get into, and just working the vendor halls, trying to see if anybody had anything like us, and nobody does.
Nope.
Nobody has start to finish roadmaps for everything for their client all the way through. There is one or two that are stupid expensive. When I say stupid expensive, I mean thousands and thousands of dollars every single month. So there's one or two. They're complicated and hard to work with, and they're different than ours. I don't see anything else. I haven't seen anything else like ours. Anything else like ours. It was actually
you
fun.
would think of all people, not the lenders, the title companies would have come up with something like this.
Yep.
Baffling,
And they haven't.
you know?
That's
Yeah.
actually a field I'm quite captivated by, Gary.
Yep.
One thing I could say is that everyone's been so focused on their client experience that they've forgotten about the client experience, right?
Yep.
It's a lot of different hands in this pot helping a client get from A to Z. And this is just the central of the client.
Yep.
It's a holistic approach. Yeah.
Yep. So
Okay.
thank you for the
Thank you for your time.
opportunity,
I
Gary.
appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, thanks you guys for doing this. I know it's late and I really appreciate you doing this. And hopefully you guys got everybody pay attention, got an education out of this too. There's a lot of nuggets in there if you were paying attention and taking notes, Just think what the client needs and wants, think what you need and want and what would make it easier. If you had it. So in any case, I'm checking real quick on the questions here.
I'm not seeing anything in here.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Brad and Gina, thanks again. Thanks everybody here for participating, and thanks to all the guests who were on. A lot of guests tonight. I think at least 13 guests. So you're welcome to come to any Monday Night Live. Next week we're going over what's called the booklet campaign.
Okay, hang on. If you're a guest and you haven't done the booklet campaign, be on this to do the booklet campaign. Gary's going to walk you through. Sorry, I love the booklet campaign.
Yeah.
Gary's going to walk you through how to put yourself in front of anybody who is interested in flipping or anybody who is interested in what's the other one you do? You do flipping and you do renting.
We can do flipping and rentals. Yep.
Yeah,
Even
it's super
traditional.
easy.
Yeah.
It's amazing. You guys will love this.
Well, the thing is, it's all electronic now, all digital. We don't spend a dime. It's a totally free marketing campaign, and we're capitalizing on the phenomenon that people love watching real estate shows on Netflix. Flipping Brothers flipped this house. That's all we did, and we just tapped into that marketing phenomenon, and we can target audiences. We know who the flippers are. We know what houses are flipped everywhere in the entire country. No stone left unturned. You can take that data. You don't even have to go find it anymore. It's right at your fingertips. We have a system that does that. Then you build the booklet. We've already built it for you. You just change out the properties in your picture instead of mine, and you can put it out digitally, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, X, texting, emails, you name it, totally 100% free. So
So
hope we see you
you
next
guys,
Monday.
I don't know if you know this or not, and I'm just going to toot Gary's horn for a second. I met Gary back in 2012, like January, maybe, or February of 2012. And Gary had come off of doing, I don't remember what year you started in real estate, but Gary's first year in real estate, when I first started talking, like, what was your first year? What did it look like? Blah, blah, blah. And Gary's like, well, I did 100, I think he said 104 transactions. And I'm like, wait, what? And he goes, yeah, he said, by myself without an admin. I'm like, so, okay. And I'm analyzing his business. I'm like, well, how many were listings? And he goes, none. I'm like, oh my gosh. So booklet campaign was one of the tools that he used to do over 100 transactions his first year in real estate with no admin, all buy side. That's one of the tools he used. So plug into him to this, because I know he doesn't toot his own horn very often, but the man really is brilliant.
Thank you, Gina.
You're welcome.
Gina really is my hero.
I know good stuff when I see it, just like when I saw Brad a year and a half ago, and I was like, wait one second,
yeah.
show me what you have here. Oh yeah, this is good. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, guys, just so you know, I met Brad through Gina two years ago, I think it was now. I went to Cleveland, the frozen tundra north, in the middle of a snow ice rainstorm
Yeah.
to see this, and I as soon as I saw it, I knew this was gonna be a game changer. So it's grown across the country. In the beginning, it was like Ohio. So I don't know how many states are in now, Brad, but I'm sure it's probably
All of them.
good Lord. So guys, I'm
All
telling
of them.
you, you know, I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but when something like that comes along, okay, it doesn't grow that way, without being a really good platform. It hasn't been picked up yet. I mean, I know, Brad, you're not going to give it to a venture capitalist. That's not what this is about. It doesn't need that. What it needs is agents to step up to the plate and take control and not let
Run.
things like Realtor.com and Zillow happen to us anymore. This is
100%.
your opportunity to do that. Very
100%.
low cost. Plus, you actually get money back. It's like you're going to get it essentially for free, anyways. In any case, I appreciate everybody being on tonight. I'll see you next Monday. And Brad and Gina, just let me know what you need. We'll keep going up the ladder. Get this in front of the right people, and hopefully EXP will be the first broker to latch onto it.
I would love it. It would make sense. Thank you, Gary. I
Yep.
appreciate the time. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
You guys take care of yourselves.
Thank you.
Have a
Bye-bye.
good night.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching Monday Night Live. Consider subscribing. Agents, want to learn more? Schedule a call with Gary using the link in the description.